Hello everybody, my name is Gabe and welcome to my channel. Today's episode we'll be talking about my sleeper computer. Now let's talk about how I acquired this case. Now buckle up, it's going to be a long story. It started at my job. I work at a small computer shop I'm not going to name for, of course, privacy reasons. And at the shop there was a bunch of computer cases just laying around. And one of the computer cases that were laying around was this beauty from the 90s. One issue I ran into is it didn't have its side panel, which I fixed by finding a similar one laying around. Now the side panel wasn't a perfect fit. I had to take off the locking tabs on the top and bottom. I needed to drill a hole on the side, but other than that it works great as being a side panel. Now let's take a look at what's powering this machine. Now under the hood of this sleeper PC contains an MSI MPG X570 Gaming Plus motherboard, a GTX 1050 Ti from MSI, a Ryzen 5 3600, a Gigamax 500 watt bronze rated power supply from Zalman, a Phenom 2 stock cooler, 16 gigs of RAM from T-Force at 3200 MHz, a 1TB NVMe from WD, and a 500 gig HDD from Seagate, and a loud ass Delta fan, and an RGB decool fan. Now this case doesn't support a 120mm fan in the front, so I did this cheeky little mod to put one there. Now, let's look where I have it set up. Here we have the ViewSonic E70F Plus CRT monitor with its Logitech PS2 keyboard I found in my basement, along with this crusty mouse. I really need to clean it. Now then, on with the performance. The games I'll be using to benchmark my sleeper with are GTA 5, BeamNG Drive, Teardown, Valheim, Elden Ring, and Descartes Desert Rally. And the resolution I'll be using is 1280 by 1024 at 68Hz. 68Hz was because I was the highest I could clock my monitor at. Now then, let's start. GTA 5 ran really well at a locked 71 FPS at high settings. The GPU was at 90% at all times and the CPU only reached around 40% utilization. Next up is BeamNG Drive. BeamNG Drive hovered around 60 FPS at the normal preset. The GPU was pinned at 100% at all times, and the CPU only reached around 30% of this time. Teardown was only able to reach around 50 FPS at medium settings. The GPU was around 80% at all times, and the CPU only peaked around 30% when a lot was going on. Valheim ran quite well, hovering around 65 FPS. The GPU was around 100% utilization, and the CPU peaked at around 30%. Clearly, there's a GPU bottleneck going on. Elden Ring, well... yeah, not the game's fault though. I thought of Elden Ring after I ran my initial suite of games, and after I corrupted the Windows install with Simple Classic theme. My bad, I'll throw some stats in the description once I get it fixed. And finally, Descartes Desert Rally. Hovered around 40 to 50 FPS. The GPU was at around 90% utilization, and the CPU only peaked around 40%. Clearly the most demanding title out of all of the games I tested. So, there you have it. My sleeper PC. It's not the best sleeper out there, but definitely isn't the worst one either. One of the things I really like about my sleeper computer is that the USB ports are actually hooked up to the motherboard, and I was actually able to get the DVD drive to work. All I needed to get was an 80-pin to USB adapter, and I hooked it up, and it works perfectly. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now. Now, it didn't have its side panel, which I fixed by finding a similar one laying around. Bruh. My friend just started playing Geometry Dash on the Discord call. How am I hearing a stream? Bruh. What is this?